Good morning, everyone. I kindly ask for your attention as we play the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization commencement song.
God, we lift our eyes to the hills. See, is coming from you. Your peace you've given us in the storm of storm. You are the source of our strength. You are the strength of our life. We lift our praise to you.
I ask that you keep your attention as we listen to the national anthem of the Republic of India.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Bernadette Lewis, Secretary General of the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization, Mr. Gulshan Natarajan, Additional Secretary, Telecom, Ministry of Communications, India, speakers of the Digital Transformation Center stage, CTO members, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed and duly respected. Good morning. I am Danielle Ignatius, Communications Lead at the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization. Esteemed participants, welcome to the Digital Transformation Center Stage 2025 India. It is truly an exciting moment as we gather here to put a spotlight on innovation, share success stories, and explore how digital transformation is reshaping industries, empowering communities, and driving sustainable growth across India. Organized by the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization and the Department of Telecommunications, Government of India, the DTCS event is a celebration of digital progress and a platform for collaboration. Digital transformation is a collective responsibility, requiring the participation of many diverse stakeholders. Today, we will hear from the leaders, change makers, and digital pioneers who are shaping the future of digital ecosystems in India. With this in mind, I now invite the Secretary General of the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization, Ms. Bernadette Lewis, to formally welcome us to the DTCS India. Madam Secretary General.
I stand on the protocols already established by our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Neil, Ignatius. And I extend a warm invitation, a warm welcome to this first edition of the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization's 2025 Digital Transformation Center Stage webinar series. And today, we are pleased to be featuring again the Republic of India. And by way of background, CTO member states had been asking for information about what other members were doing with respect to digital transformation. They wanted to know about Commonwealth successes in deploying a successful ICT solutions to overcome challenges and advance digital transformation. In response, the Secretariat conceptualized this Digital Transformation Center Stage webinar series to highlight and showcase our members' work in effective ICT adoption, to inform and encourage other CTO members in making effective use of digital technologies, and to facilitate cooperation and collaboration amongst our members. Each edition of Digital Transformation Center Stage features one member's innovative digital solutions that have been deployed. Each features, it provides insights into the policy, legislative, and regulatory environment that is necessary for the solutions. And the webinars also provide information on how the innovation, how the solution, how the technology was deployed, critical success factors, and the impact on the attainment of national development goals. The inaugural Digital Transformation Center Stage that was held in February 2022, it showcased India's Aadhaar, the unique identifier, and the unified payment interface systems. And as a result of that webinar, India was able to help other CTO members with similar programs. So we are hoping that the exposure that is given today to these new technologies or these new approaches to technology deployment will be beneficial to the rest of the Commonwealth. So it gives me great pleasure in welcoming to our 2025 Digital Transformation Center Stage, the Republic of India, to talk about universal broadband, indigenous 5G, 5G solutions, and disaster management and early warning solutions. So I am very pleased for this opportunity, and I welcome all of you to this edition of Digital Transformation Center Stage featuring the Republic of India. I thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary General. I now take this moment to introduce Mr. Gulja Natarajan, Additional Secretary Telecom at the Department of Telecommunications, Ministry of Communications, India, who will deliver the feature address. Mr. Natarajan holds a BTech in Chemical Engineering from IIT Madras and is a Distinguished Officer of the Indian Administrative Service 1999 batch. He has also completed an economics program at Harvard University. Currently serving as Additional Secretary in the Department of Telecommunications, Mr. Natarajan has spearheaded numerous landmark projects in the state of Andhra Pradesh and has authored several articles, research papers, and books across various topics. It is my great pleasure to warmly welcome Mr. Gulja Natarajan to the Digital Transformation Center Stage.
Very much. Unfortunately, due to some reasons, Mr. Natarajan could not join right now. I am Avinash Agarwal, Deputy Director General, International Relations. Distinguished Secretary General, Madam Bernadette Lewis, esteemed colleagues and delegates from the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization, members, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege and an honor to extend greetings on behalf of the Government of India at this important Digital Transformation Center stage webinar hosted by the CTU. CTU has long served as a vital platform for fostering cooperation and knowledge exchange among member states in field of ICTs. Its commitment to inclusive digital growth, capacity building, and policy harmonization has significantly contributed to bridging the global digital divide. India deeply values its association with the CTO and the collective efforts we undertake to advance digital transformation across the Commonwealth. Today's sessions reflect the core tenets of that transformation: universal broadband access, indigenous technological innovation, disaster resilient communications, and robust frameworks to combat the misuse of ICT infrastructure. India is pleased to contribute to these deliberations by sharing its experiences and homegrown solutions in 4G, early warning systems using cell broadcast technology, and efforts to curb telecom fraud and spoofing. Under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, India has emerged as a global leader in digital public infrastructure. Our initiatives such as Digital India, BharatNet, Sanchar Sathi, and indigenous telecom R&D have demonstrated that scale, affordability, and innovation can go hand in hand within a safe, secure, and trusted digital space. We are committed to sharing our experiences and learning from fellow members in a spirit of mutual cooperation. We look forward to enriching exchanges during this program and reaffirm our commitment to work closely with the CTO and all stakeholders to shape a digitally empowered and inclusive future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Agarwal, for representing the Ministry of Communications. We will now present a cultural video brought to you by the Government of India.
India, a country with 1.2 billion telecom subscribers and 970 million internet users, is home to the world's second largest 5G ecosystem. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, massive upgradation in digital infrastructure, investment in startup ecosystem, R&D, last mile connectivity, one of the lowest data rates has given significant thrust to Bharat's digital economy. This digital revolution is backed by the development of digital public infrastructure and access to internet and telecom services. Focused initiatives by the Government of India like the National Broadband Mission and Digital Bharat Nidhi are enhancing telecom connectivity by connecting the unconnected. The world is taking note of our indigenous 4G stack deployed at over 80,000 plus towers in mission mode. As Bharat moves boldly into the future, our efforts are rooted in strong people-first technological advancements. To realize the UN initiative of early warning for all, the CAP-based Sachet system for targeted alerting has been indigenously developed and deployed across pan-India. Further, to safeguard our citizens, India is deploying indigenous targeted cell broadcasting for delivering timely alerts during emergencies, covering nearly 80% of the network. In one-of-a-kind citizen-centric solution, mobile users have been empowered to block and trace their lost or stolen mobile phones through Sanchar Sathi, with over 1.8 million lost stolen mobile phones traced successfully. In the global fight against cyber fraud, India has successfully launched International Incoming Spoof Calls Prevention System to block cross-border spoofed CLI calls, a major step in protecting citizens from cyber crimes. More than 13 million spoof calls were blocked within just 24 hours of its operation. This focus on digital and cyber security, infrastructure, policy reforms, and building indigenous capabilities has laid a strong foundation.
21वीं सदी में भारत की मोबाइल और टेलीकॉम यात्रा पूरे विश्व के लिए स्टडी का विषय है.
With our indigenous capabilities, we are ready to offer these affordable, trusted next-generation telecom solutions to the world as trusted partners. Come and collaborate with India for transforming their digital future.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, here is a quick overview of today's program. The Digital Transformation Center stage is divided into 3 main sessions. Sessions 1 and 3 will each have 2 parts, Part A and Part B, to allow us to explore a wide range of topics and case studies. Session 2 will be a single streamlined event. At the end of each session, we will have a 10-minute question and answer segment. So we encourage all participants to note down your questions and get ready to engage with our speakers. We have the Q&A in the Zoom that you can put your questions there, as well as the chat. Your input and curiosity will make today's discussions even more enriching. Let's launch into session 1, Part A, Universal Broadband in India. This session will be presented by Mr. Niraj Kumar, Mission Director of the National Broadband Mission at the Department of Telecommunications and Chief Operating Officer of the Telecom Transformation Center, ETT. Mr. Kumar holds a BTech in Electronics and a postgraduate degree in Public Policy from IIM Bangalore with over 30 years experience. He is also a distinguished officer of the Indian Telecommunications Service, 1990 batch. Throughout his career, Mr. Kumar has spearheaded transformative services and product launches that have been true game changers for India's telecom sector. These include the country's first large nationwide MPLS IP network in 2003, the mass-scale broadband rollout at BSNL, Intelligent Network Services, and 3G value-added services like video on demand and mobile TV. He also led the development of the UMANG project, which integrates over 1,500 government services into a single mobile app, officially dedicated to the nation by the Honorable Prime Minister in 2017. Today, UMANG boasts more than 60 million users and has won top honors, including the Best Mobile App Award from the UAE government, as well as Digital India and DARPG awards. Since 2021, Mr. Kumar has been at the helm of the National Broadband Mission, where he has overseen the launch of the centralized right-of-way portal, Gati Shakti Sanchar, and the Call Before You Dig, Seabird mobile app. He also plays a critical role in developing DOT's integration with the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, serves as a member of the Network Planning Group, and contributed significantly to the right-of-way components in the new Telecom Act. As of March 2024, Mr. Kumar has also taken on the additional responsibility of Chief Operating Officer at the Telecom Transformation Center, leading the Unified Portal Project and the Digital by Design implementation under the new Telecommunications Act. Join me in welcoming Mr. Niraj Kumar to deliver his presentation for this session.
Thank you for introducing me, and good morning to all. So I will be informing about the universal broadband, what are the activities happening in India. Next. So first of all, I want to give an overview about the telecom scenario in India. So total telephone subscribers in India are 1189 million, and total internet subscribers in India are 970 million. Next. So this slide shows the growth of the broadband users. So the previous slide was talking of the internet users, and this talks of only the broadband users. So from December 2017, the number has gone up from 362 million to 944 million in December 2024. Next. So the key achievements are that in India, we have done the world's fastest 5G rollout. So within a year, we launched around 500,000 BTSs. And the data rate is the lowest in the world. It is $0.11 per GB. and the wireless data consumption per subscriber has risen to one of the highest in the world, and it is at 21.5 GB right now. Next. So now I will cover the key initiatives of the government about the universal broadband. Next. So the vision of the government of India was to transform India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. So it had three pillars. The first pillar was infrastructure as a utility to every citizen, and this infrastructure means the telecom infrastructure. And on this pillar was to write the governance, the websites, portals, the mobile apps, that means the government services on demand. And the third pillar was educating the people, that means digital empowerment of citizens, and this was launched as Digital India on 1st of July 2015. Next. So the BharatNet is one of the important projects of the government of India, which is funded through Digital Bharat Nidhi, also called as the Universal Service Obligation Fund. And it provides affordable broadband services to citizens and institutions in rural and remote areas. And this is to be done by connecting and enhancing networks up to village level through reliable broadband connectivity. And you must be knowing that the India charges 8% license fee. Out of this, 3% goes to the general exchequer and 5% goes to Digital Bharat Nidhi, which is Universal Services Obligation Fund. And its key achievement, as you must have seen in the film also, that more than 200,000 Gram Panchayats, which is a large village, have been covered through optical fiber cable. And we have laid 6.9 lakh route kilometers. So when the public high spots are more than 100,000 deployed through public Wi-Fi scheme of the USO. Next. So when we comes to the Telecommunication Act 2023, before that there were multiple acts. Now we have combined and modernized this act, and it has been passed in 2023. And the important feature is that it will be totally digital by design. That means every activity, every notices, collection of revenue, granting of the licenses, which brings the ease of doing business, will all be through a portal. And it has been named as e-services portal. And a new organization has been set up, and its name is E-Telecom Transformation Center, of which I am the Chief Operating Officer. Next. So to expedite the deployment of telecom infrastructure, we have launched the National Broadband Mission. Next. The first mission was launched in 2019, and it has three key responsibilities. The first was the launch of the centralized right-of-way portal. As you know that if somebody has to install a telecommunication tower or lay the optical fiber cable, it will have to take permission from the municipal authorities or state government authorities for laying that infrastructure. So India is having 36 states and union territories and several central ministries. So we have created a single window system. That means there is a single portal on which an applicant submit an application for all kind of right-of-way applications. And we have also a dashboard for effective monitoring. So effective monitoring and the online portal has led to decline in the number of days in which an application can be approved or is being approved. So it has gone down from 448 days in 2019 to about 71 days in 2024. The second important activity of the mission is the ROW policy alignment. So before 2016, every state, that means the 36 states, were having its own policy, and the telecom sector industry has to grapple with so many kind of policies, and understanding them and getting it implemented was very difficult. So central government came out with the central ROW policy in 2016, and as per the act, now the ROW rules have been brought in 2024. And now the implementation of these rules across the state is the responsibility of this mission. Third most important activity is the getting the ROW applications approved from states, because you know that it's a big country and some handholding, some nudge is required from the central government. So we coordinate with all the state government officials, and even the processing of these applications is through this ROW portal. So this has led to very significant increase in the speed of deployment of telecom infrastructure. Next. Another platform we are having is the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan platform. Herein more than 1500 layers of different assets are mapped, including the telecom assets, that means the railway, forest, canals, the roads, the power stations, everything is there. So how it helped in the 4G saturation project, we could find out, suppose we had to deploy a telecom tower somewhere. So how far is the optical fiber cable? We could find out from this portal. How far is the nearest road, whether the road is concretized or not concretized, because we have to carry the installation material to that place. Third point is whether the any government land is available. So a type of land is also mapped there, whether it is government or private. And fourth, the most important, how far is the power connectivity there? How far is the power transformer there? So we could also measure and find out online. Next. The next initiative is the call before you dig mobile application. So this mobile application is meant for coordination between the asset owners. We are calling the underground utility assets, for example, the optical fiber cables, the water pipes, the electrical cables, and the excavators. So this connects the asset owners with the excavators, and they have to simply load on this data where they are going to do excavation, and it will send the alerts to all the utility asset owners and further facilitate coordination with them. Next. So with this, these are the key achievements since launch of the National Broadband Mission in 2019, that the increase in the BTSs has gone up by 0.82 million. Number of towers have increased by 0.298 million. The optical fiber cable has grown by 2.278 million route kilometers, and the number of broadband subscriber has also gone up. Next. So we have also come out the NBM National Broadband Mission 2.0 vision document, and it is applicable from 1st of April 2025 and will be valid for next 5 years. So we have certain key performance indicators there. Because of shortage of time, I am not detailing it here, but you can go to the Department of Telecom's website and the whole document is available there. Next. So thank you very much. I am open for the question.
Okay, as we move on to session 1, part B, questions will be at the end of this session for both part A and B. Our focus now shifts to India's impressive strides in building indigenous digital infrastructure. This session will be presented by Mr. Deepish Srivastava, Associate Vice President of Product Line Management for Wireless Products at Tejas Networks Limited. With over 20 years of experience in R&D, pre-sales, and solution engineering, Mr. Srivastava brings extensive technical expertise in wireless technologies. Prior to his current role at Tejas Networks, he has held key technical positions at Bharti Airtel, Ericsson, and Huawei Telecommunications. Mr. Srivastava holds a bachelor's degree in Electrical and Electronics Engineering from the National Institute of Technology, TRICHE, and an MBA from the Institute of Management Technology, Ghaziabad. Tejas Networks, a Tata Group company, is a leading global provider of broadband, optical, and wireless networking products. With a strong emphasis on innovation and R&D, Tejas Networks has delivered over 1 million systems across 75 plus countries and holds a significant portfolio of global patents. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Deepish Srivastava to the Digital Transformation Center stage.
Thank you, City Office. Thank you, DOT, for giving me an opportunity to present our indigenous 4G, 5G solution. So before I start, I would like to state India is the 5th nation in the world actually to have the complete 4G, 5G telecom stack. And that's something which is remarkable. I would say it's something actually which cannot be ever thought of actually. So now the point is actually how we are able to do it, how India is able to come up with a technology which is 4G/5G and 5th in the world actually, and the Commonwealth nation to come up with this complete end-to-end solution. So right now, what we say that in the year 2021, when we have been tasked by Government of India to come up with to come up with a 4G and 5G ecosystem, then uh, then so CDOT, TCS, and Tejas. So they have built up a consortium. By the virtue of that, actually, they have come up with a complete solution. So when I talk about the 4G and 5G system, actually, 4G and 5G system, like we have three components to it. One is actually a 5G and 4G core, which is called EPC, Evolved Packet Core. Then we have a RAN equipment. RAN equipment is a radio access network equipment, which goes onto a site. That site comprises of the baseband unit and radio. And then there has to be a system integration, solution integration, which has to manage all the elements. So TCS and Tejas, as a part of Tata Group, along with CDOT, they have worked towards building this network. Now coming on to this, what has gone as a part of this deployment? So Tejas Networks is a sole supplier of the RAN equipment for 100,000 sites. So when we say 100,000 sites, so basically each site is having a lot of cells, depending upon the frequencies, which is sub 1 gigahertz, mid band, and then mid band. So when we talk about Tejas Networks and CDOT, so they have bagged a contract of around $1 billion to deploy these 100,000 sites and 300,000+ radio units in a record time frame of 18 months. So if I say it's a world record, because prior to this, there has been a record which has been held by Nokia, which was 53,000 sites in a span of 36 months. In order to come up with such a large network, Government of India, they have come up with a strenuous proof of concept against all 3GPP standards. So the execution, the contract award has happened after the rigorous proof of concept, which has spanned from 9 months to 12 months. When I talk about what does this comprise of, so what does this comprise of? So this comprises of like sites which is I would say in typically the sites are single band, dual band, then tri-band sites. So when I talk about the single band sites means, okay, there is a site which is having only one band actually. When I talk about the dual band, so basically there are two bands. When I talk about three bands, so there are three band radios. In 4G and 5G, there has to be a coverage layer, then there has to be capacity layer. Coverage layer is a layer which covers most of the population. Here, what we are talking about in India for the network, it is like 700 megahertz band is a coverage layer which is covering most of the population, and then there is a mid band which is 2100 megahertz, 1800 megahertz, which is covering the capacity, and further capacity is getting added by a band 41, which is a 2500 megahertz. So what equipments have been deployed in this whole ecosystem actually? So when I talk about the deployment of the ecosystem, there has to be baseband unit, which you can see on the very top, which is a 4G and 5G BBU. Then there are radios of different variants. We have a band 1 radio, band 3 radio, band 5 radio, band 28 radio, and the combination of the radio. So these are the frequencies which is available in the BSNL Indian state telecom operator, which has been deployed across the country. Then we have this N78 band, so which is like 88R, and massive MIMO radios, which is like 60/40, 64, and 32/32. So basically, by actually showing this slide, what we want to say that, okay, India is having the complete ecosystem of addressing almost all the bands which is available in the Commonwealth nation. How did we bring it actually? What we did it actually? Tejas Network, as a part of this complete ecosystem, we are having a global high reliability state of the art telecom products. built through our own semiconductor IPs, high-speed PCB designs, embedded software, thermal simulations, regulatory testing, and the verification validation. So when I talk about this EMS, so basically we have the EMS, we have the world-class EMS, which is like Foxconn, Sanmina, SFO. So these are the EMS which have which have been building the system for us. In terms of the capacity, so basically I would say scaling from the point of the scaling. So the capacity what we have is actually manufacturing around 40,500 radios per month. That is the capacity which we have, which is equivalent to more than 15,000 sites, in a month. So in terms of the capacity, Tejas and India and the complete ecosystem is having the enough capacity to cater to the complete requirement. Now coming on to this standards. So India as a country, India as a nation has been contributing to all the standard bodies. Standard bodies, 3GPP. 3GPP is a body which is defining this 4G, 5G, and 6G standards. So there we are contributing towards AIML, massive MIMO, sub-band full duplexing, and network energy saving. So these are certain applications where India has been contributing to a greater extent. Then there are ORAN. ORAN is an open RAN architecture of 4G and 5G. So there we are contributing towards this open RAN standards. We have this IEEE. In the IEEE academia research, so we are doing a lot of things over there on the RIS. Bharat 6G Alliances, TSDSI, and ITU, which is 6G vision standardization. So what I am trying to cover in this whole session, that India is the fifth nation in the world who has this complete 4G 5G ecosystem. We have deployed radios, we have deployed base station, we have deployed core, evolved packet core, which is catering to 40 million plus of the subscribers, and it is having all the elements to be deployed, being governed by a CNOPS, which is called Cognitive Network Operations Center. So by the virtue of that, we will be able to give the complete solution stack to the Commonwealth member states for building a trustworthy solution out of Commonwealth nations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Srivastava. We will now go through the question and answer segment. I see we have 3 questions in Q&A. First question from Gudula Marek. Who is responsible for updating the information regarding infrastructure, such as concrete roads, electricity availability in the planning for broadband?
So I will answer that. So in India, we had come out with the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan platform project. In this, Government of India has designated one agency, the government agency BISEC, who is responsible for all the technical work, software development, but the data of different layers out of 1500, it is loaded by the concerned department, for example, the railway, the canal department, and also the states. And related to telecom, we have uploaded the data.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes.
So I will go to the second question then. How was it possible to charge service levy at 8%? We charge only 1.5%, and still it makes a lot of trouble. So in India, for a long time, it is at 8%, and out of that, 5% goes to the Universal Service Obligation Fund, using which the Government of India ensures the telecom deployment in far-flung areas or the rural areas where the commercial deployment is not possible. I hope it clears the questions. Third question is also related to me. Is GIS the only mapping tool used in mapping all the infrastructure? So it is, I think, related with the PM Gati Shakti, wherein we are mapping the assets of different kind, and we are capturing the let long and other attributes related to that particular infrastructure, and we are mapping on this PM Gati Shakti NMP platform. I hope it clarifies.
I would like to answer fourth question, which is did you in your presentation you did not mention about 3G, so what is the roadmap for the 3G? So we have been investing, India as a country is investing on 4G and 5G. We are also coming up with a stack of 2G also to supporting 2G. So basically what we have seen, it is going and what we have deployed, it is interoperating with 2G and 3G. And 3G is 3G as a technology is dying actually. So that is why we are not investing on 3G. I would also like to add one more point over here. Right now, what is happening, I would say, what is in terms of the data payload actually, 3500 terabyte of data is getting loaded downloaded every day actually in this network.
So the last question, maybe I can take it over. How do you treat areas with no population in terms of coverage? So we are not going for coverage of the no population area. The first target is to cover the inhabited villages. And even in those villages, we are covering, first of all, the 60% of the population should be covered. So that is the first target with which we are working. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to look at questions in the chat. All right. Is there any security or business concern from telecom service providers regarding usage of their data in enhancement mapping of this broadband network?
Yes, there are security concerns, and they say that we will not give you the optical fiber cable details because somebody can come and cut that fiber. So far we have been able to map the optical fiber cable of the public sector units, that means the government companies, but we have integrated our network with them through an API, so that we can just query their system in case anything is required from the system. So the private sector OFC, we are not able to map because of security and confidentiality reason.
Okay. And we do have another question in the Q&A. Can you explain more on the underground infrastructure, underground digital infrastructure, call before you dig?
The call before you dig is a mobile application. It is a free service. We had studied 3-4 countries, and for example, in USA, there is a call center wherein you need to call if you want to dig a pit somewhere, because then they will inform you what are the underground utilities and what is their contact number. But in India, we have come out with this mobile application. So what we have done, that there are several kind of underground utilities. So area wise, we have mapped the contact details and the email ID of that contact person who is responsible for a particular area. And if some excavator goes there and he says that, okay, I want to dig from this place to this that place, so we are capturing those GIS details, and based on that area, we are sending a SMS alert, email alert, and in-app notification to the concerned utility asset owners. And we are exchanging the details of the excavator also, so that they can talk to each other and coordinate what are the precautions to be taken for that particular excavation. I hope it makes clear.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I see no more questions. Participants, please remember to put all your questions in the chat as well as the Q&A feature in Zoom. Okay, no more questions. We move on. Thank you to everyone who participated in the question and answer segment. We move forward to We move forward to session 2, disaster management and early warning solutions. Cell broadcast technology with a distinguished expert from India's telecom leadership. It is my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Rajkumar Upadhyay, an officer of the Indian Telecommunications Service and currently the Chief Executive Officer and Chairman of the Board at the Center for Development of Telematics, CDOT, the premier R&D center under India's Ministry of Communications. With over 3 decades of technical and leadership experience spanning telecom, IT, defense, and broadcasting, Dr. Upadhyay has held several high-level positions, including Additional Director General at Prasar Bharati, Deputy Director General at the Department of Telecommunications, and Advisor at the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Earlier in his career, he also contributed as a defense research scientist. Dr. Upadhyay is a founding and governing council member of the prestigious Bharati 6G Alliance and serves on the steering committee of the Apex Council for the Bharati 6G mission, driving India's ambition to become a global leader in affordable 6G innovations. His involvement extends across several influential bodies, including the Broadband India Forum, IETE, Telecom Export Promotion Council, Telecom Center of Excellence, and international groups like IEEE and ITU. A highly respected thought leader, Dr. Upadhyay has authored numerous papers, delivered lectures worldwide, and has been recognized with multiple prestigious awards, including the J.C. Bose Award from India's Ministry of Defense, the National E-Governance Award, and the CIO 100 Award by IDG, and the Deepak C. Jain Award from IIM Bangalore. Academically, he holds a PhD in Corporate Strategy and Policy, an MBA from IIM Bangalore, and an MTech from IIT Rookery. We now welcome Dr. Rajkumar Upadhyay to the Digital Transformation Center stage.
Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon where you are. I'm going to present the solution which we have developed in our country and implemented on disaster management and early warning solutions. Slide is not moving. 1 second, slide is not moving. Let me go to the other. Is the slide changed now? Hello?
Yes, it did.
Hello?
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Yeah. So why do we need disaster management? Actually, if you look at the scenario, global scenario, a lot of lives are lost every year because of the natural disaster. And why is it happen? Because we are unable to inform the citizens in advance about the impending calamity that is likely to come. Just 0.2 million lives were lost in last 5 years as per the data available. And UN has actually put a early warning for all by 2027 because they want that early warning should be implemented by all the countries which are disaster prone. So let me explain what is the disaster management system, what we have developed. If you see on the left side, we have sensors, we have satellite imagery, we have remote sensing systems, forecasting solutions, and incident reporting. These are the alert generating agencies. In different countries, they are called by different names. For example, some of the alerts which we generate in India, I have not put all of them. Primary ones like cyclone, like flood, like avalanche, tsunami, forest fire, law and order. So these are the agencies in the bracket in India. And these are integrated to the disaster management platform developed by CDOT. And this is all automatic. There is no human intervention. Automatically, it picks all the data from their servers and then disseminates it using different media. The alerts get disseminated in SMS, through cell broadcast, through television, through radio, through railway, satellite, coastal siren, and mobile app, depending upon what the operator chooses the media for dissemination. Just to explain the same thing I'm explaining again, how it has been done in India. So we have disaster, first block is disaster alert generating agencies. The agencies which will tell you there is cyclone likely to come, there is a flood likely to come, or tsunami likely to come. And this system automatically send the data to the EWS in cloud, early warning system, which is in the cloud. That is the part number 2. And then using artificial intelligence, the area of the impending disaster is geo-targeted. It doesn't go to the, you can choose the area in the map, and that message is also put in the language of the state. For example, in India, we have implemented in more than 20 languages, and all the language translation happens automatically. There is no human intervention. Once the alert and the area is decided by the system, it goes to the alert authorizing agencies. They look at the area and they look at the message. They have the option of changing the message, and they have the option of changing the area. When they hit the button, automatically the 4th block comes into picture. Automatically the message will go to will be disseminated using SMS call broadcasts, through apps, through radio, television, through coastal siren, through satellite, where in many places where the mobile connectivity is not there, it will be disseminated through satellite. For example, fishermen in the deep water will get the alert of tsunami or a high tide using this platform. And you know, if the alert authorizing agency doesn't hit the button in time for disasters like earthquake, tsunami, lightning, the system takes over and issues the alert without waiting for the alert authorizing agency. So what are the benefits? The biggest benefit of this solution is it saves lives, it minimizes the economic losses, and it enhances the preparedness, because you can actually take all the agencies who are connected with the disaster into a single platform. Everybody gets the same information at the immediate, in a near real time. It has near real time alerts. Automatically, it is completely automated system. There is no human intervention. Even if night 2 a.m. it has to send message, automatically it will send. It is location based, so only the citizens which are likely to be affected from that particular disaster are alerted, not the whole population. It is AI driven. It doesn't require internet. Even if you don't have internet, you will still get the message on your phone. It has multiple language support. In some of the country, for example, in one of the country we implemented in Spanish language. Just to summarize here, it is multi-hazard. Any kind of hazard can be mapped here. It is multi-technology. What I mean by multi-technology, it works with 2G, it works 3G, 4G, 5G, coastal siren, TV, technology. I mean, any kind of platform you provide, it will work with that. It is multi-stakeholder. All the stakeholders of this disaster ecosystem are integrated with that. It is multilingual, because it can translate the message automatically in a real time on the fly. It is multi-standard. Why I say multi-standard is based on the international standard of International Telecommunication Union and 3GPP. It kind of integrates all of them. And like my previous speaker said, we are the 5th country to develop 4G, 5G. I think we are the 6th nation to have developed the ITU-based EWS technology and implemented in our country. So I'll just play a small video. The voice is audible.
As climate change intensifies and the world becomes more interconnected, the threat of natural and man-made emergencies has increased dramatically. In 2023, there were roughly 95,000 reported fatalities caused by natural disaster events worldwide. This was the highest figure on record since 2010. The need of the hour is a reliable and comprehensive emergency communication system that ensures near last-mile connectivity across multiple media and real-time dissemination of vital information to diverse audiences. To realize the UN initiative of early warnings for all, the Common Alerting Protocol, CAP, has been adopted by the International Telecommunication Union, ITU. Enter C. a trailblazer in the Indian telecom industry, which has connected its remotest corners with 3G, 4G, and satellite technology. CDOT has developed Sachet, an advanced warning system based on ITU and 3GPP standards. It enables authorities to send targeted and automated multi-hazard multimedia alerts to citizens in multiple languages. The platform offers localized communications in multiple languages, enhancing comprehension and response among affected communities. Sachet is designed to handle a wide range of emergencies, from natural disasters to law enforcement operations and vaccination drive. Sachet can send messages through cell broadcast services, the internet, television, radio, railway tickers, coastal sirens, and satellite networks to ensure delivery of critical alerts. Sachet supports coordinated disaster management, prevention, and post-event coordination, aiding law enforcement and public safety. The operational pillars of Sachet that make it the perfect emergency communications platform are ability to define the geographical scope of the alert, end-to-end safe and secure communications, a detailed dashboard for monitoring and coordination, near real-time dissemination of information. Experience the power of Sachet with our mobile app, downloadable on both Android and iOS. With an easy-to-use interface, this app provides our end users with alerts, weather updates, disaster survival guide, and an emergency direct dial. Since its inception, Sachet has delivered over 16 billion SMS messages, generating more than 11,000 warnings and millions of app notifications. Join hands with CDOT to save lives and promote welfare for all. Together, we can build a safer, more disaster-resilient world.
So, hope the audio was audible. So what happened that when we implemented this using the SMS system in the mobile, given the large population in India, we found that some of the SMS was getting delayed, and therefore we developed another technology called cell broadcast, wherein instead of sending the SMS one by one, we can broadcast the message because the alert message is same for that geo-targeted area, and therefore we can transmit the same message through this cell broadcasting technology. Again, it is multilingual, it is near real time because it transmits the system within 2 to 10 seconds in the large population. If we given the state sizes in India, even the whole state can get all the messages in 10 seconds. All the people can get in 10 seconds. Just to play a video here.
Lightning is very likely to occur over Hojai area in next 30 minutes. Citizens are advised to take safe shelters. Do not take shelter under trees. Issued in public interest by State Disaster Management Authority.
So the cell broadcast is basically, it puts an alarm and it doesn't allow you to use a phone unless until you acknowledge it. It reads the message also for you. So it is very, very useful where the time for the disaster is, the time to respond is very, very less, like tsunami or lightning or earthquake. Using our system, our video was saying 16 billion messages. Actually, it is an old video. We have transmitted 48 billion messages through this platform, and it has been very, very useful in saving lives. This was the data presented in the parliament. The number of lives, this was 2022. Now the number has come down drastically down, and many states have achieved zero casualties in this. We being implemented in India, we can provide the regulatory framework and policy assistance, capacity building, technology development, and expertise in operationalizing at a large scale. These are some of the testimonial success stories. Bottom, if you can say left bottom, we implemented it in El Salvador, and We also got various awards. One award by the United Nations, during WSIS in Geneva. We have 3 patents, 6 publications of this particular system, and we'll be very, very happy to collaborate with other countries, so that nobody, no lives are lost because of the inadequacy in the generating the alerts and informing the citizens in time. So thank you so much for providing me this opportunity, and I'll be open for any questions.
Thank you, Dr. Upadhyay. So now we go directly to the question and answer segment. Okay, let's check the Q&A. There's a question. How many OEM deployed 4G and 5G network deployed, and who are they?
So I will answer this question. So basically, when we talk about a number of the OEMs already deployed in this ecosystem, so there are OEMs from the Europe as well as from the China. So Huawei and ZTE are the OEMs which are deployed in this network. On the European side, it is Nokia and the Ericsson. So the equipment from these OEMs, they are working on 2G, 3G, and 4G, and there has been a seamless handovers which is happening between the current deployed network of core and RAN with the existing incumbent OEMs.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Srivastava. Linda, there is a question in French in the chat. Can you translate for us, please?
Definitely, I've sent the translation to the chat box.
Thank you. Okay, hello, and thank you for this ongoing presentation. And I commend the mobile disaster management solution. Okay, next question. What mechanisms does India have in place to support technology, knowledge transfer to other countries? And how can we partner with Indian institutions or companies to accelerate our own digital transformation?
Thank you. Let me take these questions from headquarters. And international relation of Department of Telecommunication is available for any further cooperation and collaboration. We are going to share you the email ID of International Relations, Bing, and any interested CTO member can contact us, and we can have our one-to-one talk and exact requirement of that country, and we are ready to support our member state in these directions, and we will onboard all other stakeholders in the process of cooperation and collaboration. Thank you.
Okay. And then what is the funding models you have adopted in implementing CB technology? Who funded CBE and CBC?
Yeah, thank you so much. Since disaster preparedness is the subject of the government, we have agency called NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority, which actually implements various measures for disaster preparedness. This is one of them, like disaster management, CBC, CBE, and CAP. So we are funded by NDMA. So NDMA paid us money to develop this technology and deploy this technology across India. So we get funding from the NDMA, National Development Disaster Management Authority.
Okay. All right. Question. The emphasis on indigenous solutions is significant. It calls for an educated and skilled workforce. How does India address this aspect of Digital India?
Thank you very much. Let me take this question. As we have elaborated, that Digital India mission is having one of the program that is a digital skill program. Through that digital skill programs, actually we are skilling to the citizens for digitally empowered the society. So that is one thing. And as far as the telecom telecom skill is per se. So we have telecom, our center of excellence, that is National Communication Academy, which is under the Department of Telecommunication, who provide the trainings on the 5G and new and emerging technologies. So that can also be, I can extend the cooperations to the all CTO members if required to enhance the digital skills or the telecom skills. They are invited in India for Center of Excellence to upgrade their knowledge in the 5G and 6G and other telecommunication technologies. Thank you.
Okay, and I'm seeing another question here. Any challenges of mobile phones receiving CB messages? Do the end user need to activate to receive these messages?
Yeah, I think most of the mobile handsets have this feature, and some of the handsets don't have this feature. We'll have to enable talking to the vendors. But in India, we have done it in the button phones, that is 2G phones, as well as 4G, 3G, 4G, 5G. So in some phones, if it is not enabled, we need to talk to the vendors. So by and large, most of the phones get the CB alert. You don't need internet, as I said, and it works on the button phones also. The most basic phones also, these messages come in the given the screen of the phone. So there is no challenge as for the phone is for CB messages, putting it into the various phones. So there's not much of challenge because most of it is now enabled. The all new handsets are enabled with that.
Okay, and I see something in the chat. A very impressive solution. Congratulations, India. All right. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. We move now into our final session on combating the malicious use of telecom and ICT resources. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Naveen Jakar from the AI and Digital Intelligence Unit, Department of Telecommunications. Mr. Jakar is a civil servant from the Indian Telecom Service 2014 batch and currently serves as Director in the AI and Digital Intelligence Unit at DOT headquarters. He leads critical projects, including the Sancha Sakti portal, the digital intelligence platform, the nationwide expansion of DIU field units, and works on key policy interventions to strengthen the security and resilience of India's digital and telecom ecosystems. Mr. Jakar has been instrumental in designing and implementing the ASTR solution to combat fake SIMs, cybercrime, and financial fraud. His past innovations include the CQAS geofencing solutions for COVID-19 quarantine management and the Oxygen Digital Tracking System, ODTS, for real-time monitoring of oxygen supply during India's second pandemic wave. His achievements have been widely recognized. He is a recipient of the Minister of Communications Medallion and Commendation Certificate for Outstanding Contributions, winner of National CCT NS Hackathon and Cyber Challenge 2022, and was recently named one of India's top 24 bureaucrats and change makers in 2024. His work has been highlighted as Innovations in Public Administration by Capacity Building Commission and featured in national e-governance compendiums over several years. With over 30 published research papers, white papers, and articles in reputed national and international journals, Mr. Jakar brings deep expertise and passion to today's discussion. Please join me in warmly welcoming Mr. Naveen Jakar to the Digital Transformation Center stage.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone.
as the previous two speakers have covered, that how we are expanding the telecom infrastructure across the length and breadth of the country. During this session, we will try to cover how we are not only protecting 1.2 billion users who are actively using the Indian telecom infrastructure, but also reposing their trust in the ecosystem of governance. That if something bad happens to them in the telecom ecosystem, the government is there to help them out. So during this session, we'll be covering two things: how India is deploying the shield for prevention of spoofed calls which are entering the country, and in the second part, we will discuss how India has deployed a national level solution for ensuring we are able to trace back the lost and stolen handsets and hand it over back to the bona fide citizens. So all the countries, they are grappling with this issue that the cyber criminals, they are generating spoofed calls, which means that they are able to alter the CLI and then the call is sent to the recipient country. So the call is originated in a foreign country, maybe the country of concerns, and then it takes a legal international long distance route. Finally, it enters at the gateways, international gateways of the country, and then it reaches to the innocent citizen. Primarily, it is being misused for carrying out digital arrest, in which the caller he or she impersonates as a police officer, customs officer, or an officer or authority from the telecom system. And ultimately cyber frauds are committed. There have been instances in which cases of espionage were also reported using this CLI spoofing. So India, was grappling with this issue, wherein back in September and October 2024, just 6 months back, we were facing roughly 15 million spoof calls per day, and it was resulting in cyber frauds amounting to 1.3 billion US dollars in year 2024. So this was the scale of the problem and the impact as far as my citizens are concerned. So we came out with a very simple solution in which we make a real-time registry of all the outroamer citizens of the country and their mobile numbers using some very secured mechanism, and then that particular database is zipped whenever any international call enters India, in which the calling party is an Indian number, and if the person is out in the roaming, only then the call is allowed. Otherwise, it is a spoof call and is dropped at the international gateway itself. So we launched the pilot project on 17th of October 2024. Within 24 hours, we were able to block 13 million calls within 24 hours. The solution has been very effective. From October to January 2025, we were able to block 90% of the traffic. And as on date, we have been successfully able to block 97% of such spoof calls which are entering Indian telecom ecosystem. So, completely indigenous system designed in the leadership of Department of Telecommunications, designed by CDOT, our R&D agency, and with the help of the telecom operators. The success story says that within 24 hours, we were able to block 13.5 million spoof calls. And on top of that, what we have done, we have a citizen-centric Sanchar Sathi portal on which we are constantly doing the crowdsourcing, wherein citizens keep on reporting about presence of such calls if they receive any call. Each and every call is backtraced by the Department of Telecommunications, and then action is also taken on such rogue international long distance operator which had brought such call to the Indian telecom ecosystem. And we have taken targeted actions on 200 such rogue international carriers also. So, this is a practical solution as far as how spoof calls can be eliminated, they can be curbed or controlled at the international gateway itself, and how the anti-scam solutions can be deployed at scale, since we are protecting 1.2 billion users at scale. Next solution that we will be talking is a facility by the name Lost Stolen Handset Tracking and Blocking. In India, on an average, 50,000 mobile handsets are lost or stolen per month. That is causing an economic loss of $20.65 million per month. And India is a great place for the second hand or the used handsets, mobile devices also. So the Indian economy is having a value of roughly 4.6 billion US dollar for such handsets. So the devices which were either having invalid IMEIs or which were having valid IMEIs but they were duplicated or cloned, they were supposed to be eradicated from the telecom ecosystem. That was one problem statement. Another problem statement was how to ensure that the citizens who have lost their mobile handsets or somebody has stolen their handsets, how we can recover such handsets and we can also prevent the misuse of such stolen handsets. So we came out with a very detailed solution that is available on the Sanchar Sathi portal and application also. On the left side of the screen, you can see that all the telecom operators are connected to my centralized equipment identity registration system, in which we take very simple triplet data. That means the IMEI of the handset, the mobile number of the SIM, IMSI of the SIM, and the date and time. This data is then fed to the centralized database. We also collect real-time tag data from GSMA so that only valid IMEIs are allowed in the Indian telecom network. And as soon as the citizen on the right side reports that he or she has lost or stolen their mobile handset, it is automatically blocked and an alert is sent to the respective telecom operator on the left side, and the device then becomes unusable. However, the device still remains traceable, and as soon as the device is traced by the centralized equipment identity registration system, the alert is generated to the user, the citizen, as well as to the authenticated user. Next slide. So on the left side, you can see this is a very simple form on which the user needs to punch in simple information like mobile number, IMEI, and some basic information about him or her. Then the complaint is registered in the Sanchar Sathi portal. This system enables blocking of such lost or stolen handsets on pan-India basis across all the telecom operators. The system is integrated with the entire police network of the country with 15,000 plus police stations across the country. And once the particular device is detected or traced, the police gets a notification, then the device is handed over back to the citizen, and ultimately it is the citizen who unblocks the device. We faced a very serious issue, loss of handsets during a train journey is a very tough ask, and how to handle this. So specific provisions were made in this particular system, and then the Railway Protection Force of India was onboarded. Now we have this facility enabled wherein even if you are traveling by train and if somebody steals your device, we are able to block it, trace it, and recover it. And the portal is completely paperless. We do not seek any information on the paper from the citizens. Real-time traceability report is available to the citizen. If the citizen wants to track of the status, they can get this information on the portal. On the bottom left, you can see this is a very simple message which is sent through SMS to the citizen, and after that they contact their nearest police station for the recovery of the handsets. So the complete ecosystem is divided into two parts. The first upper half shows the citizen-centric services of the portal, and the below half shows the authorized logins. Starting from how to block your lost stolen mobile handset, then if you want to check the status, if the device is recovered, you want to unblock it, all the facilities are available. And the icing on the cake is if you forgot your request ID, the system also tells you the request ID by punching in your IMEI or the mobile number. So there is no need to even remember your request ID. On the bottom half, you can see that how the police and the Department of Telecom field units, they can log into the portal and they can help the citizens by doing the analysis, and the basic information of the new SIM which is inserted in the lost or the stolen handset is populated along with the name and the address of the thief or maybe fraudster who is trying to misuse the lost handset, and such alerts are sent to the respective police stations. Furthermore, what we have done is we have the Sanchar Sathi portal, and we have also come up with a Sanchar Sathi application launched in January 2025 itself. Approximately 2 million downloads have already been done for the app, and the visitor count on the Sanchar Sathi portal is around 130 million. And when you try to punch in your IMEI on this
particular module that is known as Know Your Mobile. Either all the details of the legality of the handsets, brand, model, spectrum, and all those things are displayed to you. And if the device is available in a blacklist on the instructions of DOT or police agencies, you will get a warning that the device cannot be used. It is in blacklist. For the feature phones, we have provided this facility that you just need to send a message KYM followed by space, then type the 14-15 digit number IMEI, and you need to send it to 14422. All the details are then displayed on the feature phone also. Next. So using this facility, what India has done so far, we have received requests about 3.1 million cases in which the citizens reported that they have somebody has stolen or lost. They have lost their handset, out of which 1.9 million handsets they have been traced. So the strike rate is roughly 65% of as far as tracing is concerned. And with the help of the state police, we have recovered 0.24 million handsets and they have been handed over back to the citizens. So that amounts to roughly 104 million US dollars. So these are two solutions which are, the first one is preventing or protecting the citizens from the spoof calls at scale. Second one is reposing their faith in the governance. Let's see, if your mobile handset is stolen, we are there to serve you and we'll make sure that we are able to trace it. On one side, on the second side, the device becomes unusable for the thief also. So this is it from our side. Open for question and answers and feedback.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Jaka. Let's open the chat.
So for question number 1, do you charge citizens for the tracing of lost stolen handsets? If so, how much? It is free of cost. So Government of India doesn't charge any single penny on this. This is a citizen-centric facility provided by Department of Telecommunications.
Okay. We have a question.
Okay.
We're facing growing cases of fraud through SMS calls and apps like WhatsApp. How has India tackled this, and what practices could we learn from or adapt locally?
Okay. May I answer?
Yes.
So Government of India through Department of Telecommunications has launched a dedicated Sanchar Sathi portal and app for handling all these misuses of telecom resources, either through calls, SMS, WhatsApp. You just need to write basic information, provide basic information on the portal and the app that, see, I have received such and such call from this number on my this number. And after that, everything is taken care of by Department of Telecommunications through the Sanchar Sathi portal.
Okay. What do you use to validate the owner of the handset? Is there any proof the citizen provides to identify as the genuine owner of the handset when collecting?
So as far as telecom ecosystem is concerned, if I'm having a mobile phone and the SIM in it, so we consider it as a unique triplet. See, I am having the IMEI of the handset, I am having the IMSI of the SIM and the mobile number. If we are able to match these three triplets, then we do not need to seek any further documents. For example, the payment receipt of the purchase of the thing, the purchase of the mobile handset, because these are the three combinations on which we work. And whenever any citizen loses his or her mobile handset, the first thing is that they need to go to the online portal of the respective state police and they need to lodge a complaint. As soon as they get the complaint, the PDF copy is uploaded on the portal. That is the only requirement.
Okay. How do you handle cases involving stolen mobile phones that originate from outside of India and are imported into your country?
See, if the mobile handset is stolen within the country, since we are having the complete triplet database available in the in the centralized equipment identity register system, we'll be able to handle this. And for example, if the device is stolen in some of the Commonwealth country and then it is smuggled to India, then we need to create a holistic platform across all the Commonwealth countries for handling these cases.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm also seeing still in the chat, any challenges of mobile phones receiving CB messages? Do the end users need to activate to receive? I think this question was answered.
Okay,
but
I'd like to add one thing. If you are even using a handset outside of the country, as soon as it latches with the Indian telecom network, we'll be able to identify such handsets. And if we get some adverse notice regarding that mobile handset, then necessary action can be taken for preventing such mobile handsets to access the Indian telecom network also.
Okay, there is one in the chat here. Who is responsible for tracking the lost phones? Is it the police or India Telecoms?
So I'll divide this tracking word into two parts. The first thing is that stealing someone's handset or any asset is a punishable offense as far as Indian laws are concerned. So the police comes into picture from that side. And as far as the access of that particular handset, in the Indian telecom network is concerned, the telecom service providers, they provide that facility to us. And combining these two facilities, we are able to provide the information back to the citizen that see your handset has been used with this mobile number, and then this information is sent to the respective police station of that particular citizen.
Okay, thank you. Seeing something else in the chat. Oh no, it's the same question. Any challenges of mobile phones receiving CB messages? Do the end users need to activate to receive CB messages? Was that question answered in the previous segment?
It
It was. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing any more questions here. So we move on.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the participants in the question and answer segment, and thank you, Mr. Jaka. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue exploring India's impressive digital transformation journey, it is essential to recognize the pivotal role that policy reforms play in building an enabling environment for innovation, growth, and resilience in the telecom sector. To provide us with deeper insights into these transformative policy measures and India's approach to fostering a future-ready telecom ecosystem, I am pleased to invite Mr. Avinash Agarwal from the Department of Telecommunications, Government of India, to address us. Mr. Agarwal brings over 32 years of distinguished experience across telecommunications, IT, and broadcasting in various roles within the Government of India. Currently, he serves as Deputy Director General, International Relations at the Department of Telecommunications and is India's focal point to the International Telecommunication Union. He is also Vice Chair of ITUR Study Group 5 on Terrestrial Services and Vice Chair of ITUT Study Group 21 on Multimedia, Content Delivery, and Cable Television. From 2021 to 2024, Mr. Agarwal served as Deputy Director General at the Telecommunication Engineering Center, where he oversaw policies, standards, and testing procedures for emerging technologies, including trustworthy AI and broadcasting equipment. Earlier, as Additional Director General IT at Prasar Bharati, he led major digital transformation initiatives for Doordarshan and All India Radio, including the launch of their global digital platform and the News on Air mobile app, which today streams 230 plus radio channels, live TV, and multilingual news and podcasts. He also played a key role as state head Haryana at Bharati Broadband Network Limited, BBNL, driving Bharati Net project to bring optical fiber connectivity to over 6,000 gram panchayats across Haryana. Join me in welcoming Mr. Avinash Agarwal to the Digital Transformation Center stage. After his presentation, we will open the floor for questions from participants.
Thank you very much. So I will give a brief overview of the policy reforms that have been taken up by our ministry, the Ministry of Communications in India, And I am sure that most of us from the Commonwealth nations are also going through the same kinds of challenges, and perhaps the discussions in this session might help us in jointly overcoming these challenges because of overcoming emerging technology. So I will just go with some background that while India is the second largest telecom network market globally, it was operating under outdated laws till recently. We had the Indian Telegraph Act of 1885 and the Indian Wireless Telegraphy Act of 1933. And another reason was that the technological advancements in telecommunications necessitated a new legal framework to keep pace with innovation. These included like 5G, AI, IoT, cloud communications, and other things. We also noted that countries like the USA, UK, Singapore, they had already updated their telecom laws, prompting India to take similar action. So the aim was to modernize legal and regulatory framework to match digital era demands. Next, please. So these are some of the major policy reforms that India has taken in the recent times. We have now one of the latest telecom apps all over the world. Then we had this National Digital Communication Policy, National Broadband Mission, National Frequency Allocation Plan, Right of Way Rules and Amendments. So I will be talking more on the Telecommunications Act and the ROW rules under that act. Next, please. So while we come to the objectives, I would inform that the very public consultative process was followed. The process began in July 2022, inviting inputs from a wide range of stakeholders that included service providers, manufacturers, industry associations, state governments, and the public. And all these inputs led to the drafting and finalization of the Telecommunications Act 2023. Some of the key objectives are available on your screen. So these include the Act provided a structured framework for telecom sector regulation. It establishes a clear process for spectrum allocation, prompting optimal utilization. We also have strong ROW right-of-way provisions that I will be discussing in subsequent slides. It includes strong provisions to ensure public safety and national security in telecommunications, encourages technological advancement through initiatives like the Digital Bharat Nidhi and regulatory sandboxes, also includes provisions for user rights and two-tier additional system for disputes. Next. So some of the salient features of this act include like it provides a simplified regulatory framework. The act introduces a streamlined authorization framework with flexibility for various service types. Existing licenses will remain valid until their term end, or service providers may choose to transition to the new framework. So they have the choice. Then another feature is related to spectrum assignment. Spectrum owned by the government on behalf of the people will be allocated mainly through auctions. Specific items listed in Schedule 1, such as national security or public interest related functions, will be assigned administratively. Then another feature is about optimal utilization of the spectrum. So the Act promotes efficient spectrum usage through processes such as harmonization, refarming, secondary assignments, sharing, trading, leasing, and surrendering of the spectrum. So the Telecommunications Act 2023 modernizes India's telecom regulations, aiming for efficiency, security, innovation, and better service delivery in an evolving technological landscape. Next, please. While we are discussing the Telecom Act, I would also like to touch upon some prominent rules under that Act, which act as enablement of the implementation of the Act. So one important rule is on right of way. This is the objective of this rule is to this rule was notified in September 17 of this year, last year in fact, 2024, and the aim is to resolve the challenges faced by telecom companies in creating infrastructure due to various right of way related issues. These rules aim to streamline the process of establishing telecom networks across the country. And these became operational from 1st January of this year, 2025. So some key features of this rule, ROW rule, include like the clearly defined telecom networks. So the definition itself is important. So these clearly defined telecom networks, including underground, overground, and portable networks. Submarine cables are now part of the underground communication network. So like the definitions are now more clear and elaborate. Then the height of telecommunication poles have been increased from 8 meters to 13 meters, offering more flexibility in infrastructure development. It also provides clarification on property ownership. So telecommunications networks will not be considered part of the property on which they are installed, thus providing clarity on ownership issues. Another important aspect is automatic grant of permission. If a public entity does not take a decision on an ROW application within a prescribed timeline, a deemed permission is granted. Both the public entity and facility provider have the opportunity to clarify any issue before rejecting the application. We also have this portal-based automation, and the terms and conditions for ROW permissions are generally automated and generated through the portal within 7 days of the deemed permission. It also provides to establish temporary overground telecommunication networks in case of damage to existing infrastructure. Another provision is that the government can declare certain special projects in public interest where no fees, charges, or financial contributions are required for the establishment or maintenance of telecom networks. There are some more key features. I will quickly just go through 3 of them. One is that the ROW application must be processed online. So this is very important because it ensures transparency, efficiency, and accessibility. Another is that the street furniture has been mentioned. The rules allow for the installation of small cells and telecommunication lines on street furniture. And non-discriminatory and non-exclusive basis of these rules is important, that permissions will be granted on a non-discriminatory and non-exclusive basis, ensuring equal access for all telecom operators. Some key features implications are that these rules are designed to simplify and expedite the process of obtaining right-of-way permissions, thus enabling the rapid expansion of telecom infrastructure. The provisions aim to support the development of next-generation telecom networks, particularly 5G and beyond, by removing roadblocks and minimizing delays. And the government seeks to ensure that telecom projects of public interest are not hindered by complex administrative procedures or high financial burdens. In addition to the right-of-way frameworks, we also have certain other policy implementations or programs which are mentioned here, like the Digital Bharat Nidhi is a fund which is used to cater underserved areas and also for R&D and pilot projects. Regulatory sandbox provision I touched briefly, and then we also have this user protection and cybersecurity. Some details we have discussed recently. Next. Some more details are available here. Like we have this Telecom Technology Development Fund, TTDF in brief. This fund is there to promote the ecosystem for research, design, prototyping, proof of concept testing, intellectual property rights, creation, field testing, security certification, and manufacturing of products accepted in telecom field. We have this Sanchar Sathi. So this the previous speaker elaborated on two features of this Sanchar Sathi. Call before you dig. This was discussed in the very first presentation by our Mr. Neeraj Kumarji, and these are the key initiatives taken by the government of India. So in conclusion, I would say that India's telecom reforms mark a general shift, generational shift. Regulatory clarity plus infrastructure focus is equal to digital growth, and these reforms are essential for enabling environment and for 5G, 6G adoption, startup innovation, digital inclusion, and secure and resilient networks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Agarwal. Okay, for this session, we are going to have open on-air mic questions. If you would like to ask a question, please use the raise your hand feature, or you can post a question in the chat or the Q&A. If you are using the mic, once acknowledged, kindly state your name and country before posing your question. Okay, participants, any questions? Okay, no questions at this time. Okay, I'm seeing one. What are the ROW fees in India?
So there are different categories of fees, and we would be very happy to share the details with you subsequently, so that specific details will be shared very soon with the participants. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm seeing someone's hand is up. You are acknowledged.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, colleagues. Thank you for a very insightful and informative presentation. I am Shelley-Ann Clark-Hines from Trinidad and Tobago. I wondered, does India has, under the Telecoms Authority, have a universal service fund? And if so, how is it utilized?
Thank you very much for that important question. So we have this Universal Service Obligation Fund. It is used for various multiple public people-centric schemes. Most important are the catering to areas which are remote, inaccessible, or remunerative. So most important project is the BharatNet project, like extending optical fibers to all, we call them Gram Panchayats, but they are like cluster of villages, and now to each and every village, the optical fiber is being rolled out through the Universal Service Obligation Fund. There are also programs related to installation of mobile towers in remote places, in islands and others. So a lot of schemes are there, basically to extend the network where it is not very commercially viable for operators to roll out the network. One part of the USOF has been marked as TTDF, Telecom Technology Development Fund, through which innovations are also being funded. So we have lots of small MSMEs and startups who come up with innovative ideas related to telecom, enabling various citizen-centric services. So they are also encouraged using this part of the USOF. And we will be very happy to share details through email. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm seeing questions in the Q&A. How difficult was it to update the outdated laws in India? And how did you overcome any such challenges?
Yeah, thank you very much. It is in fact always a very challenging task to update laws, especially when they are like more than 100 years old. Our act was of 1885. So maybe I think how much, like 140 years or roughly so. And it was working for such a long time. So you have all the, not just the act, but also different laws under that act and other things. So, but because it is important to develop a new act, we went through the consultative process. We took inputs from stakeholders. All kinds of stakeholders were consulted. We also studied the best practices throughout the world. And based on all these, we took a lot of time, but anyway, we came up with the law, and it was again had gone through public consultations and all those. And now the act is there, and different rules are being notified. So for the rules also, we are following the consultative process. Like we have already the right of way rule. We also have cyber security rules. So we have different kinds of critical infrastructure rules are also being notified. So the rules are being framed, and then again they are put in public domain. We get feedback, and like that we move forward. Thank you.
Okay, and the next question, does the regulator collect service levy? If yes, how much is it?
We have a regulator, which is Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. They are not collecting any levy, but the government, which is like the ministry, they have certain fees which the licensed operators have to provide as part of their license conditions, and which is a percentage of their gross revenue. But the regulator is not collecting any fees.
Okay. All right, I'm not seeing any more questions in the chat or the Q&A. Please, members, do not be shy. Ask questions. No? Yes, there's one in the chat. Okay, having updated the laws, how do you ensure that they are able to address ongoing technological change?
Thank you. This is a very interesting question, because the law had to be amended, or not amended, but replaced. One of the reasons was the technological changes that took place in the last 140 years. Now we hope that the law will last many years, because some of the changes we have already addressed, and we are sure that many changes which are going to happen in the next many years have been foreseen and captured. And then the law is flexible, because we are also developing different rules which provide us opportunity to adapt to the technological changes. But if any unforeseen technological change occurs, then we will always be ready to amend the laws and update the laws. So this provision is always there. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Last chance to ask any questions before we move on. Okay. There is another one. For disaster alerts that are shared on other media, such as radio, what is the frequency of broadcasting? Are these alerts subject to payments?
So, in fact, our speaker from CDOT might be able to answer, but I would suggest that we were talking about the cell broadcast, which is like on the mobile phone itself, whatever phone we are using. So whatever frequency band is there in your country, it would come on the same frequency band through the mobile cellular network in that area. And there is no fees for this, like this is a public service, so there is no fees for that. But I think maybe more details could be shared by our expert from CDOT. Or we'll inform it through email. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I see no more questions, no more hands raised. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now we will have a video presentation from Airtel.
Hello. You've been selected in our lucky draw.
Give us your bank details. Want to track your parcel?
Click on this link.
Spam. It's everyone's problem, isn't it? But when that call or SMS comes and something goes wrong, then we are alone, right? Wrong. Starting today, Airtel is with you. With the power of AI, we are blocking millions of spammers and alerting each one of our customers whenever they receive a spam call or SMS without any app or charges. Very cool, because fighting against spam and scams is our responsibility too.
Okay, thank you. Airtel Communications, I think, or Airtel. Okay. To conclude today's events, we will hear final remarks from both the Department of Telecommunications, Government of India, and the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization. First, I invite Mr. Sandeep Kumar Gupta, Director, III, Department of Telecommunications, Government of India, to share his closing reflections.
Thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody whosoever is joining from any part of the country, world. Distinguished delegates, Secretary General, esteemed speakers, partners, and colleagues from across the Commonwealth and beyond. Today's Digital Transformation Center Stage webinar, held in collaboration with the Commonwealth Telecommunication Organization, has brought to the forefront the power of partnership, innovations, and policy leadership in navigating the complex and evolving digital ecosystem. We are deeply honored to have hosted this important platform and to have had the opportunity to share India's experiences while also learning from the collective wisdom of the Commonwealth community. The session conducted today addresses some of the most pressing and forward-looking areas of digital development, from ensuring universal broadband access to presenting our efforts in building indigenous 4G and 5G solution. India reaffirmed its commitment to a resilient, self-reliant, and inclusive digital infrastructure. The presentation by DOT and industry leaders showcased how public-private collaborations and innovations are central to driving last-mile connectivity and promoting indigenous technology capabilities. Our discourse on disaster management and early warning system using self-broadcast technology highlighted how digital tools can be effectively harnessed to protect lives and property during emergencies. An increasingly urgent concerns of all nations in the face of climate-related events, this is an area where shared learning and technical collaborations can particularly impactful. Further, the session on combating the malicious use of telecom and ICT resources address cross-border challenges such as spoofed CLI calls, lost or stolen handset misuse, and telecom fraud. These issues underscore the need for coordinated efforts across jurisdictions, including technical interoperability, legal cooperations, and public awareness. We are encouraged by the interest in the adopting collaborative framework that can serve all the stakeholders. Importantly, the session on policy and regulatory endeavors brought out the significance of adaptive forward-looking policy reforms. Whatever you have already heard about the various technologies or anything which has deliberated during the webinar is really required to be aligned with the policy amendment or policy incorporations. A dynamic regulatory environment is key to fostering trust, investment, and responsible innovations. India's experience with proactive spectrum reform, ease of doing initiative, and the development of secure and inclusive digital public infrastructure offer valuable lessons for others, and we are equally eager to learn the global best practices. Ladies and gentlemen, under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, India has emerged a global pioneer in the digital transformations. Now the economy is now termed as digital economies, and digital solutions are very important in that respects. Once we move for the digital economy, then the security is the major concerns, and public safety in respect of use of ICT is very important, and the indigenous solutions of combating misuse of ICT is becoming very important in that perspective, as well as the 4G and 5G trusted partner is also important in this era. As we move forward, I urge all us to continue nurturing this community of practice, one that is guided mutual respect, knowledge sharing, and collective ambition of leaving no one behind. India wishes to collaborate with CTO member states and looking forward to share these trusted technology to our CTO member states, and we are open to help our CTO member states in any way. On behalf of Government of India and Department of Telecommunication, I extend our sincere thanks to Commonwealth Telecommunication Organization, to Secretary General, and all the participants, speakers, and organizers who made this event resounding successful. I would also like to take this opportunity to call upon CTO member state. In October 2025, India is hosting India Mobile Congress, which is one of the biggest technical expo where CTO members are invited to join and see the demonstration of the technology, indigenous technology in the land of Bharat, that is India. So with this word, I thank you all and for your prestigious time and efforts. Wish a good luck for everybody's and success of this endeavor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sandeep Kumar Gupta. Now I am pleased to invite Mr. Leonard Abonio, Head of Digital Development at the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization, to deliver closing remarks on behalf of the CTO.
Thank you, Danielle. Esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, dedicated organizers for this event, and our valued participants, all protocols observed. As we conclude the CTO's Digital Transformation Center stage featuring India, on behalf of our Secretary General, I want to express our sincere appreciation to everyone who contributed to this successful event. It has been truly inspiring to witness the remarkable journey undertaken by India in digital transformation through this event. Our deepest thanks goes to insightful speakers who generously shared their experiences, expertise, and practical experiences. They share their perspectives and valuable insights, which undoubtedly spark new avenues of thought for us all. To our engaged participants, your active involvement and thoughtful contributions have been instrumental in fostering a dynamic and enriching environment. The knowledge exchanged here will serve as a strong foundation for future collaboration. Finally, we acknowledge and thank the Government of India, the Department of Telecommunications, for participating in this significant event, for their commendable leadership in digital advancement. Let us continue collaborating, sharing knowledge and learning, and striving towards digitally empowered Commonwealth. Thank you once again for your valuable participation. We look forward to future engagements and witnessing continued success of our members in the digital sphere. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Abonio. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of our program. You have been a most gracious and engaging audience, and it was truly a pleasure to be your MC this afternoon. On behalf of the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization and the Department of Telecommunications, Government of India, thank you for being part of this important dialogue on digital transformation. We look forward to welcoming you again at the next Digital Transformation Center stage. Until then, stay safe, stay connected, and continue to drive digital progress in your respective countries.
Thank you all. And I'm also sharing the details of email IDs so member states can reach us and we are available to collaborate and cooperate, and any query if further required, we are here to collaborate with all our member states. Thank you. That email ID has already been shared in the chat box. Please note it down and we are ready to answer all the queries. Thank you.